Oh, hello, everybody. It is the official Do Good Better podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Kirby. Again, this is a show that features small nonprofits doing great big things, and we have a treat for you, both the visual and the audio audience today. With me today, I have the creator of The Playway. She is Lyndsie Zacheis. How are you, Lyndsie?
I am wonderful. Thank you, Patrick. And how are you?
I'm lovely in flyover country, North Dakota. You are coming to us from California, Los Angeles, even. So it's bright and sunny and warm there, and it is freezing cold in the wintertime here. And we are all.
I am wearing sandals today.
Yes, we are all insanely jealous about that. So the Playway, I would love if people are tuning in for the first time, they're curious about the show. The Playway, this is an organization. I have no idea what it is about. Why don't you tell the audience what the Playway is and how you started it?
The Playway is a social movement that was created a handful of years ago after I saw 2 times in 3 days these extreme acts of violence and nobody doing anything and even laughing. And being raised in that same type of environment, I just knew it wasn't a coincidence that I saw this. And I went home and recently had been in 5 car accidents and just was like, what's going on? This feels like it's much bigger than just myself. And that's when it hit me and felt like it actually came through me to do the social movement. And from there, I started this platform of going around and talking with all different backgrounds, cultures, leaders of industries, all different viewpoints, different parts of the world, and found this common link that it's play. Play is a universal language, and not only does it transcend different cultures and backgrounds, politics, religions, it even transcends species. We play with animals. And back in 1966 was the first major act of violence, random, that we saw in America. And there was this wonderful doctor who was called to the case and said, what's going on, after a few copycats or other things happened. And he found that they were severely deprived of play and did a 180 research on that. So basically, I took the science and put it into a social movement. And it's to invite teens, tweens, and adults to come out monthly, doing acts of kindness while having fun. And the Playway just offers different ways of, when you do what you love, it's play. So we show how to interact with somebody that is from a different culture and how to engage socially with them. And it's been truly 100% grassroots. Like, it was a healing process for me. I had to learn how to step out of my comfort zone. I had to be trained on how to become a play ninja myself. And it's been an amazing experience of the big wins and the small wins and the challenges that I had for myself and the light that you see in people. And doing this for the past 5 years, having my own personal hurdles at the same time, the reason how and why I kept on was because you see a light in their eyes and you feel it immediately. People who aren't even looking at each other, and someone just stands up and says what we already feel inside, hey, it's okay to play. And they're playing high. I give them a direction of go high five 10, 11 people you don't know. And they're all of a sudden, you just feel it. All the walls come down. And that's what's been personally keeping me going, is knowing that this is real, this is right. This actually gives people the resources and tools to do it themselves. It's just a reminder. And it's has been about building a community, so everyone has a place to go and feels like that they're doing something together. And that's what we're about, is bringing people together.
It's interesting that you, as a dad of 3, every pediatrician will tell you that, hey, best way to educate your kid, play with them, maybe pay attention to them, etc. When does it stop? Like, like all of a sudden, like at a certain age, you're like, okay, all right, now get away and do your own thing.
Yes,
playing a thing, right?
Yes, and typically it's about middle school, around age 11, 12, that the last recesses are pulled out of schools, and
Sure.
There's no really just free play. It becomes tailored and diversified. You're a theater person, you're gonna go here. Oh, you're a basketball player, you're gonna go here. And there's really not anything that really brings everybody together. It's always scheduled or rehearsed. Or just like, it's not free play. And so this is when this is why this is tailored for adults, teens, and tweens, because they're the ones who need it the most right now. And to
Right.
remember, hey, carry this through your life. This opens up imagination, creativity, inclusiveness. This is just something that's so simple, and yet, like you said, somewhere along the way, our permission is taken away, and we have to grow up and be serious all the time. And then look what happens. You walk down the street and you say hi to somebody, and they're just little like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
And it goes to extreme of when you're not the playway and playing with someone, whether it's a 10-second rock, paper, scissors game, or if it's a full-on play day, it's a language of love, and every human being has that basic need and species to be seen and to be heard. And when you're not, it goes to anything from depression and sadness to suicide to these extreme bursts of violence that we're seeing out and from kids, from in the workplace, people doing these explosiveness. And this is another way of self-care and preventing that, sort of an antidote for that. And how fun is it to just do something we already love and just having permission to do it?
Right. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I mean, you already have sort of this grandiose plan and vision, but every organization has always those big, hairy, audacious goals. What are some of the things that you would love to see happen in the future for the Playway?
Oh, where do I start?
Oh, I know. The floor is yours. I feel like
1-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 100-year plan.
Yep, I'm setting the table. You just go crazy.
So I'm currently at Los Angeles High School, which is the first high school in LA. And actually, I didn't know that when I walked in. I remember trying to find the address of LA High and like, well, which one? And it's the LA High. It's the first one. And I found out later that the city was actually built around it. And you see a 360 view, everything from the Hollywood sign to down to the ocean on a clear day to downtown. And it's beautiful. And we're here with 1,400 kids and faculty and staff. And I walked into this school about 3-4 years ago. It's taken this long to get in here, with great teachers and principals on board and visionaries on board, and seeing that play is a way to bring and heal and do all of these amazing things. And we love to officially launch the Playway with the high school. And how cool is that it's teenagers reminding adults how to let their inner child out. So we would love to be able to officially induct these guys with their Play Ninja kit, their starter kit, a play day, Play It Forwards, where we go out into the community and do community outreach and other acts of kindness. And it's a ripple effect. And that's what this is. The social movement is, you do 3 things to become a Play Ninja. You play the game, you play a game, of course. Mm-hmm. You play Helps by Kindness, which is you're looking for random acts of kindness. And awesome. You do random act of kindness. And those are your ninja skills. And there's other bonus missions and things you get monthly that will help you level up on your ninja skills and keep getting you to step outside of your comfort zone or your box and just expand. And this is something that we have celebrities and influencers and leaders of industry and people who are just making a difference in their community, and love to be able to have them come to our school and to help induct these students as Play Ninjas. And then the money and the donations and all of that going to building the play kits and being able to let the kids have these field trips to go out and do these acts of kindness in the community, and then so forth into other schools, and then getting into corporations and businesses and allowing them to come to us. And a lot of corporations require now volunteer time, and what a great way of doing that, having their employees come here and to be able to, not only while they're inducting high school students, they're becoming Play Ninja themselves because they're doing the same things. So that's specifically with the high school. And one of the Play It Forwards we like to do is bring back the Veterans Day Parade here in Los Angeles. And it's with a twist called the Playway. And we have our veterans, and they are with our high school students, and they are facilitating breaking the world record of building the longest hopscotch.
Yes.
And I love it. And they're actually playing and they're engaging with the audience. And there's people already lined up waiting. So it's amazing. Right now, the goal is it's 4 miles. That's to break it. And the goal is, or what we're doing is from Staples Center, which the address just happens to be 1111. I'm just saying. And
just
we're going,
yeah.
just to throw it out there. And I didn't know any of this. This is all like, this is so much bigger than me, that this has come together, and it's like everybody's ready. Everybody wants to do something. They're ready. They're prepared. But what do you do when you're bombarded with all these problems? And sometimes giving money is wonderful, but sometimes it's not gratifying. You don't feel what you're doing, and there's no emotional connection. There's no face to face, and that's what we're bringing back. And with the Veterans Day Parade, 1111 from Staples Center to the City Hall. And that's where we like to make it a new tradition every year. And of course, organically, as we grow, the hopscotch grows, and love to get other cities in a playful way involved, and have chapters all around the world where people can bring play into their communities and do their own play ambassador activities and such.
That is a big, hairy, audacious goal indeed. And I feel like your enthusiasm for this and your energy alone is going to make this happen. And I'm super pumped up to watch this. You know, and part of it, and you maybe touched on this a little bit with the idea of your ambassadors being called play ninjas and the idea of the toolkit. But what other unique things sets you apart? You're doing in your community? What sets you apart from other organizations who are trying to engage socially or trying to engage in a fun way? And what makes the Playway different than other organizations or other sort of groups doing similar stuff?
Okay, well, face-to-face is really the most important thing here, and being able to look into someone's eyes. And when you grow too big, when you're too much on your phone, you lose something. And the Playway has monthly themes, which encompasses all backgrounds, anybody, anywhere. And it's a way to have a community. And I'm not sure that I've done enough research to know what other people are doing, to be fair. I just have been focused on my inspirations and where I feel like
Here's the thing. I almost think that because you've got such sort of tunnel vision to make sure that your vision comes through is the unique thing about your attention to everybody else, right? Because I think we get in this trap where you think that you're obligated to do, well, this group is doing this and they seem to be successful, so
yes.
that. Yes. This is just trailblazing on your own like a boss.
For sure. I feel that one of difference that we do have is that it's a global community. It's something that actually gives the power back to the people, gives you individual ways of doing something, whether it's in your neighborhood, if it's while you're out and about going grocery shopping. And the Play Ninjas actually mean something. The name and the culture means, okay, you're approachable, you're kind. You know, when you're a Play Ninja, there's going to be something that you're going to expect or get from that person or business when they become involved. And it's this way of being able to just be with people. And I don't know that I know there's a lot of people doing so many wonderful things, and I feel that the Playway is an umbrella and is a way of building these communities of people wanting to do all these amazing things around the world. If you're into saving the planet and the earth or animals, or you're into your hospice and you're in nursing, or you're a caretaker and with infants, like we all have a place. And when we all do what we're called to do and what our passions are, it's play, and it all gets done. And so this is a way where people get to fit in and find their tribe and their clan, but yet we're all still together.
Yeah.
And that's something that's also just, I think, sets us apart or just different. And there's little fun things too, that one day someone was grabbing a photo of me and I threw my fingers up, and that became the play sign, which I Googled gang signs just to make sure I didn't know what it meant. And I started using it, and I was at a cafe and there was a gentleman sitting next to me and he tapped me on the shoulder and he goes, "Do you know what that means in sign language?" And my stomach sunk and I was very nervous, like, oh, I've already been using this. And he said it means together. And my heart just leaped. And it's things like that that have kept me going. Personally, I have become homeless by definition. I couldn't afford to live, and by friends and other people who are just, I love this, keep going and see what's happening. And it really tethered me and my purpose as well. I would not have known things about myself if I hadn't gone through certain things. And it also gave me empathy and understanding that people are going through that every single day. Like, they're struggling paycheck to paycheck, and to be able to have a taste of that and understand that. And it was humbling in a satisfying and gratifying way that I knew it was for a bigger picture. And when we have an eternal perspective on things, it helps us put things in place and we're not so caught up in ourselves. And just yesterday, I grocery shopping and here in Los Angeles, and was at a store and walk up to the cashier and just like, hey, how's life? And I was surprised by his response and his honesty. Oh, it's yeah, it's okay. It's, just some sad response. And I said, well, is that in life generally, or is that just for today? And he's generally. And I said, all right, let's play rock, paper, scissors. And we played rock, paper, scissors. And he was elated. There was this light. He perked up. He said that was the most fun he's had all day. And it was the end of the day. And he then showed me a magic trick with rubber bands. And this whole exchange probably took about 90 seconds. And we high-fived, and he had a giant smile. I had a giant smile. He had a pep in his step. I had a pep in my step. And I was walking out, and it still awes me as many times as I do this, and as much as I do this, it gets me every time. And that's what's gratifying, is that it gets me every time how simple it is and how powerful it is. And so this is just a fun reminder of all of that. And with monthly missions, and we have some wonderful people who are on board and who've been supporting. And it's just, I'm excited to see where it goes, because it's for the people and it's going to be by the people. And I'm just kind of like the person that's like, oh yeah, just remember, guys, that's it. It's not a new idea.
It's totally new. But here's the funny, we ask a lot of our nonprofits on the show, just kind of demonstrating some of the unique successes. Like, what have you documented as some of the successes? And I'm watching this on YouTube. You kind of see this background of where Lyndsie is, and there's photos of a whole bunch of different individual groups who are demonstrating play that you've engaged within the community. What sort of like individual or sort of small bit of success that you can attribute to the Playway making a positive impact in the community already? I mean, even if you're brand new, I know you're just kind of getting started and rolling on this, but what sort of, outside of like making somebody's day playing rock, paper, scissors, what sort of impact have you documented as some interesting success story so far?
Well, one day, we do pop-ups on the 11th of every month, and here in Los Angeles, and we get donations.
We should by the way, we should point out for the podcast listeners, we're doing this live. You're coming live
from school.
High school. Like the little droning in the background is the busyness of students going from class to class.
It is.
We're not in a fancy pants. You're not in a fancy pants podcast studio. You're in it, actively sort of participating.
I'm on the playground.
It's essentially the playground. So any sort of random background, I should have right out of the gate said that. But like that's where this is happening. Like you're living in it right now. Yeah.
What I love about the social movement is I haven't paid any marketing. I haven't done anything. It's all been by word of mouth. And we've had the mayor of Los Angeles involved. We've had Special Olympics involved. We've been on Delta Airlines with Kevin Costner. We've been with the Make-A-Wish founder. He's a big supporter of the social movement and has helped spread play. We have been ABC, our local ABC camera crew, or like channel station, came to Union Station when we were passing out tap cards and doing rock, paper, scissors as they were just going on their way to wherever they're going. And these are 100% grassroots, and everything that we've done has been by the word of mouth. And it's with it's been a fun challenge for me as I've been doing this grassroots style to have conversations about, oh, well, the problem is our phone, or, oh, the problem is this, or the problem is that, and understanding different viewpoints and how to build something that is totally inclusive and that created a slogan that says, use your device to share how you play nice. So it's a positive way to do these things. And we have everything right now and like so much at our disposal. And it's not that these things are wrong or technology is bad. It's just how are we using it? So it's a bit of redirection. And when we play the game Helps by Kindness, you're literally rewiring your brain. And this is something that I imagine sets apart is that, of course, science proves that you can rewire the neurons in your brain, and it's practice. And it's the same thing of when you're doing a diet or starting a new habit, how long it takes. It's the same thing. And we do it in a way that's not so on the nose so that you have this defense of, oh, we're going to play an inclusive game. I have to be involved with everybody. I mean, that just kind of puts up a little wall, or and this is so, what's the word, Patrick? It's, I guess, organic. That sounds kind of cliche, but it's in us. It's totally in our DNA. And
well, I think a lot of, well, I think a lot of people are challenged to say what's some successful thing, and you're like, oh, we cured cancer, or we solved the global warming, or whatever. And I think what you're demonstrating here is some of those small wins, whether you're putting a smile on somebody's face or you're having an interaction with somebody who didn't know you existed, but then like realizes like, oh yeah, this is something I should consider. That trickle down effect for like the amount of people that you have contact with is exponentially more important than these sort of things that you'll never attain to. Like, can't solve global hunger. We're not Bono, right? We don't have these like.
It could, because that could be someone's like act of kindness. They start in their community a food group, and it could, if everybody did it in their community, there goes hunger. Absolutely. So it's really giving people back the power and resources instead of it feeling like it's
overwhelming. I know that's the other thing too. And so it's to mirror off of that question, which is, sort of celebrating successes is hard for us, I think, in the nonprofit world. We don't want to be braggy. We don't want to like, oh, look at us kind of things, but kind of it's important because it's kind of important not only to remind people that play is important, but it's kind of important to remind people of your successes and acknowledge them. And it's okay to say like, hey, we did a great job. So if there's something big, small, anything in between that you'd love to celebrate, how can we celebrate with you as someone who's ramping up this incredibly unique and overly enthusiastic nonprofit with the Playway?
I am stoked that I have a 5-year contract with the LA High School, which means
awesome.
And this is just recent. They believe in it. They know that it's going to start here, and how perfect that LA paves the way for the rest of the world to play kind forever. Like,
that's awesome.
And that LA is meant to be a beacon of light, and it's Tinseltown, it's lights, it's everybody knows Hollywood around the world, and how wonderful that something so grand can come out of Los Angeles and really be an example for cities large and small that we can make an impact. And being here at the high school, I do see that we're actually going to see measurable results being planted here and having a base here. We will see the students show up to school because they want to be here. We will see a cut in any sort of bullying because they're face to face and they're seeing each other, creating a play club here so that representatives from all the clubs and teams and all the extracurricular and in-house curricular things, they come together and they represent their group, and they figure out through our template of how to get the school involved with a monthly play day. And so it teaches collaboration, it teaches creativity. All the things that have ever been done or ever to be done have to come and do come from a form of play. So it's these little things that, like, the past 5 years, I have been blown away by the power of play in my own research. And it sounds so simple, and it is, and yet...
Hey, get your butts to class, kids.
And I will say, it's a lot more fun. This is probably bad to say, but it's really fun to be in school when you don't have to be here.
Isn't it great? Yeah, I'm super envious. Here's the other thing, too, that I find remarkable about your position here, too, is LA is not some backwards sort of place where you'll never hear about. It's not in a small town where nobody knows things. You've decided to take your platform and deliver on measurable results in probably the biggest place where a microscope is looking at you. And not only is that, you're embracing it because you're just like, well, if we're going to do this, let's just roll. Let's just do this.
Do it all the way.
Let's get it out of the way.
Play big.
Why not? You know, part of this too is I love showing appreciation and allowing other nonprofits to show their gratitude towards organizations, individuals, businesses, whatever, on how their relationship got them to where they are. Is there an organization, group, individual, whatever, that's helped you along the way to get to your position right now, about to launch into a bunch of big, amazing things in the future?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. This has been, starting a social movement, I had no idea how hard it was going to be to do something good. And when I started this, it was just an idea of, let's do a play day. Let's just create a global play day. And I had no organization, no idea of how to start that. I had no idea. I literally walked up and down Ventura Boulevard and walked into every shop and said, what do you think about a play day? What do you think about adults coming together and doing acts of kindness? And everybody said yes, but I didn't know what that looked like and organizing that. There has been the lady who brought me in, Joyce, who brought me into the high school. There has been countless of people, the mayor of Los Angeles, the LAPD, all the people who've given donations. There's so many people to list. And that's how I know that this is the right thing to do, is that even when it was just a very vague, broad idea, people said yes. And how the playninja idea came to be was that people wanted to be involved around the world. And I was like, well, I can't be around the world a million places at a time. So how do I do this? How do I organize this? And this keeps popping in my head. So it's a little out of order, but I'm going to circle back to one of the celebrations you were talking about, and something that was one of our first pop-ups that still sticks with me. And this is when we were given boxes of bananas to donate. And this is where I get to have a little fun. It's like, how am I going to create a pop-up with bananas? Like, what are we going to do? And that's where I get a lot of fun out of this. And this was where bananas, we're having a hoot while passing out fruit, and we're bananas for kindness. So that was like it works. I was like, I like this. So this is where I get to have some fun.
Approved. I like that a lot.
So here we are, and I'm in Hollywood, and it's where all the Supermans and Spider-Mans and Muscle Man and all those guys are. The stars, the Hollywood stars are there, and I'm walking down with a wheelbarrow of wagons of fruit, of bananas, and I really wasn't sure how this was going to go, and are people really going to want bananas? And the idea was to get to the metro, and we didn't even make it a block. We were swarmed. People were like, you're giving these away? You just are giving bananas away? And we were giving a bunch away. So the idea was they get the bunch and they can pass out as they play it forward to other people. And there was this one lady who came up to me, and I was crossing the street, and she just looked at me face to face, eye to eye, and she said, thank you so much. And she started to weep. She said, my son's going into rehab tomorrow. I'm out just getting food. I didn't have enough money for, what do you think it was? Bananas. And here I was placing bananas in her grocery. So I get chills even still thinking about that. Those things are the celebrations for me, when I know that this is meant to be, this is good, this is what fills my soul, this is what fills my heart, this is what fills my time. And that's why I do it.
And those are the things that, again, if you're in the nonprofit world, there's a lot of ebbs and flows and hills and valleys. And if you get down to the dumps, you're like, why am I doing this kind of thing? It's reminding yourself that some of those celebrations exist. And so those are the things that kind of push you through from point A to point B. Say, this is totally worth it. This is the impact I'm going to have. I like to give back to the nonprofits who are so grateful to be on the show. And I would love to help you with any sort of fundraising things or questions questions that you might have. So, out with it. What sort of fundraising question can I help answer for you and the Playway today?
Where do I even start? That's honest. I have been doing this as a face-to-face, a feel good. Let's just make people feel good. And to go where we are going, it's now time for funds. We need money for the play kits. We want to leave a trail of kindness everywhere we go. Want to give away those play kits, the starter kits, not have people pay for them. And it's a wonderful way for individuals, corporations, sponsors to get involved and have their little knickknacks and to get their name on something and to have a niche and actually have a positive impact in a community and really get into places I imagine that they haven't been able to get into before. And I don't even know where to start with any of this.
You just gave yourself the answer while asking the question. And a lot of nonprofits don't know where to start in these situations because I think they try to overcomplicate a lot of the stuff. What does a play starter kit look like? And how much does that particular thing cost?
Oh, so the play starter kit has your Play It Forward cards, which are
if you're on YouTube, they're like, what is, describe these. These are today.
So these
so much better.
With the idea of what we're doing is using artists, and we have the themes of the month, and they say like life's a party or today sounds so much better. They just all say something different, quotes or just something positive. And on the back, it has our info, and it has a poem, or it has who's the artist, who's it by, and we leave a trail of kindness everywhere we go. So there's 365 of these in every starter kit. And that way you're at the grocery store, you leave it in some oranges. There's some of them that have a bicycle on it in a basket. It actually becomes a game as well. And one day I was passing a bicycle and I saw the basket. So I was like, oh, I have a card, and I left it in their basket. There's also secret things, collector things. So to be a play ninja, you are always doing play ninja things, but you actually come out as an official play ninja, because ninja means spy, and you actually get to come out and declare you're a play ninja the 11th of every month, and you wear your giant badge, which is in the starter kit. I am a play ninja, I play, do you, all kinds of fun things. You get a play ninja bracelet, you get just some fun trinkets in there, and this is also an opportunity for the businesses that they want to say sponsored by. We want to help the schools, we want to help our communities, we want to help the veterans, we want to help the animals, we want to help the planet. Like, it's funny. There's possibilities here.
Yep, you've given away. That's what you do. And you say your dollar amount, however much it is, will provide X amount of play baskets that we're going to give out, or play things that we're going to give out to all of these play ninjas we're going to have, or businesses, or et cetera. And we're going to help teach them how to use it. And that costs $20 per person. So now you've got a tangible thing that you're attaching a dollar amount to that you can exponentially raise up and down. You've got $100, that's 5 play ninja packs that you're going to give. If it's $5,000, it's whatever that math is. And that's kind of how you begin this sort of fundraising tactic, is attaching a number to something as you're sort of working your way down to sort of make this world an incredible place through play. But you've got that little thing that you've got to tie a number to, and then however many more is going to be what your reach is. And the best part is you're going to have measurable results that you're doing, that you're going to get out of the high school, that you eventually put into your pitch, which is as simple as, we'd love you to be involved. And they're going to ask how. Well, $20 is going to provide this. And that is your first step to fundraising, is just getting something to tie it to, and then poof.
Good.
You're already there. As crazy as it sounds.
Wow, that's simple. And I'd love for somebody to come in and say, I'd love to sponsor the Veterans Day Parade. Come in and do that.
Number, and somebody's out there who's willing to do it. I love it.
I have numbers.
Yes, exactly. We've come to the end of the podcast, which is incredibly sad, because we could talk for like 40 more hours on this. And I think that everybody who is interested in this needs to connect with you. And if you're sleeping on sacks of money, you need to go and empty all of your pockets, and you need to call Lyndsie and let's make this happen, and just give her all the money to do this.
Let's play together.
Let's go play. But if somebody's listening, if somebody's watching and they want to get involved, how can somebody volunteer or take up the torch and banner of playing, or give you a lot of donations? How do they do that? Give us the floor is yours. How do we do this?
Yes. Well, first you can go to theplayway.org. There's a way to sign up to become a Play Ninja there. There's ways to donate there. You can sponsor play days. You can sponsor kids. You can sponsor a particular month. You can sponsor the entire school. You can sponsor the Veterans Day Parade. You can just give it and just say, go play. We can do that. Theplayway.org. And we're also, all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, all of that, the Playway.
I love it. That's super. Those will be in the show notes. You can click down there and then just follow the lead and give them all the money. And it's going to
There's money. There's phone numbers on there to reach. You can get a hold of me through there as well. Playway.org.
It's going to be great. Lyndsie, thank you so much for being on the show. I think everybody learned a lot. I don't think anybody knows the extent of how enthusiastic you are until you get face to face with you per your recommendations. I think this is going to be so fun, and it's going to be really great because I'm going to look back on this one day and I'm going to say I got to interview the creator of the Playway before it got super globally huge, and I'm going to have a little badge of honor wearing on my shoulder going, yeah, I got there pretty early.
Be an original play ninja.
Yes. Yes. I'll be an ambassador ninja up here in North Dakota.
You're an OG.
Yes. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Again, go visit theplayway.org and go check them out. And thank you so much for being on the official Do Good Better podcast today.